Oh man, Scully is back in the building. Reed don't want to hear nothing that Franklin talking about, and Franklin shuffling to figure out what's actually about to happen and if he need to prepare for a bigger storm. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Snowfall video. In this video, we're talking about episode 3 from season 5. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Honestly, y'all, the theme of the episode for me seems like it's Franklin trying to figure out what's what. He has to come back with the bad news that he does not have the price drop. As the start of the episode, we are getting him giving the news to Louie and Jerome about Reed being back and how things are kind of going to go back to what they were, and basically him kind of letting them know that Grady ain't really in the picture anymore. And with that knowledge, Louie and Jerome got to pass it along to their network, one of which is the second in charge of Scully's camp. So we get Scully back in this episode, and y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it right now. I ain't gonna wait to the middle of this video, the end of this video, to talk about it. Thank God they ain't kill my man Scully. I know he crazy, y'all. He's completely out there, weirdo vibes, but for whatever reason, I'm endeared to Scully, and that man has gone through quite a lot. Last season, he had went through. He lost his girl, he lost his baby. He had a lot going on, and I was so happy to see him, but then to also see that Louie was planning on taking him out because he didn't want to hear her about there would be no price cut. He wanted them to be able to honor it. We thought, like, at the build up of the top of the episode, we thought he didn't trust them, they didn't trust him. However, they are able to come to some type of mutual arrangement and trap his second in command at the same time, being able to smoke out this rat within his organization, or this snake in the grass, offering him back up. And shout out to the second in command, played by Jabari from All American. We see you, young king. You better go out here and get these roles. Unfortunately, he's a one and done with these episodes because Scully goes ahead and takes care of him at the end of this episode. And then by the time we finish the episode, we have Scully on good terms with Jerome and Louie, and he also lets them get to keep the money that, you know, second in command was going to pay to have Scully taken care of by them. I think that was probably my favorite storyline of the entire episode. Now on Franklin's side of things, he has to do one of the drops now, you know, under Reed's command, and he is, you know, set up to meet with Gustavo, and Reed has to handle some business, which ultimately means that Reed has to spy on Franklin and bug their meat, which thank God Franklin keeps his head on the swivel because he starts to ask a little bit too many questions to Gustavo. I don't think Gustavo actually knows this, that he's bugged or anything like that. He's just kind of going along with it. But Franklin puts 2 and 2 together when the meat spot gets switched, and when he takes a look around and he sees all these windows and all these buildings that surrounding them, he knows that something is up, and he completely switches the dialogue. And I'm like, thank God, because Reed is in a place right now where I guess he's really trying to figure out who's loyal to him and who's not. And all he needs is for Franklin to give him any kind of inkling that he is not loyal, or that he is not going to get on board with him assuming command from the CIA side. And I definitely think that Reed will be about taking out Franklin and replacing him with somebody else. Now, I'm still trying to figure out what it is, what hard on Reed has for actually being in this position. I still feel like he had gotten out with his life and he should have cut his losses and not tried to weasel his way back in. But now that Grady is gone and there's a position to be filled, then hey, he gonna have to do it. I don't know, y'all. I don't see Reed making it out of this season alive. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Now, Franklin takes it upon himself early in the episode to meet up with Reed to start to ask about the money, but then also he's just really trying to get an understanding for why Reed is back without asking. And then he also throws hints of like knowing that Reed has something to do with his father disappearing, but Reed lies through his teeth. Bold-faced lies too, y'all. And I know Franklin ain't falling for that. I appreciate him setting boundaries like, yo, don't show up any place that I don't expect you to be without announcing yourself or letting me know. Definitely don't show up at my house. And I'm like, all right, Franklin, thank you, because you seeming real pushover-y right about now. You seeming real, you about to fold. And I know you ain't the gangster of the gangsters, you ain't the killer of the killers, but stand up. You weak in the knees. Okay, don't let Reed walk all over you. Now, another storyline that's still running, Louie's supposed to hand over to this crooked cop somebody from the organization, somebody from their network is going to have to take the fall so that he can stay in his good graces at work. He shows up at the lounge and he cooking in her office, so clearly they got some kind of familial relationship. I'm not really clear on who he is to her and why she's letting him on such a loose leash, but he is going to be a problem. I've seen that from the very first moment that we saw him pop up on the screen, and I'm gonna need her to try to reel him in. Now, for a second, I thought that they weren't even going to try to kill Scully, but they were going to hand Scully over to this dude because that would have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. But I guess they handled the Scully thing better than anybody could anticipate because they still keep him in play, get him back loyal to their side, and you know, Scully commands a lot of territory and handles quite a bit. So I guess it is good that he's still still alive, not incarcerated, and working with them now. Aside from that, y'all, it was a lot of little things happening as they continue to build up stories and set things up, giving us Easter eggs. Franklin and his girl actually submit their bid for the building, so we're waiting to see if they actually get it. So they clearly got all the bit of money that they needed or that they wanted. I'm assuming that Louie and them gave them up their 10 million, so hopefully this don't go awry. We also get Wanda popping up trying to get a job from Franklin. By the end of the episode, Franklin got to lay the law down to Louie, who is like basically demanding to meet with Reed because she don't understand why they can't get a cut in prices. She not trying to be going back to what they used to have, and Franklin has to present the conversation that he had with Reed, where Reed basically said he can't believe that Franklin made himself a wholesaler and he not cutting the prices, because at the end of the day, had Louie and Unc not going out on their own, there wouldn't be an extra middleman, i.e. you, to also get paid, which would make the prices actually market value and completely fair. So it's gonna be an absolute no for him. He ain't gonna be able to do it. You need to go ahead and look inside your organization. Franklin comes to her and is like, yo, Reed wants us to go back to what it was, and Aunt Louie ain't having it. And I get it, because Franklin was out there making all types of wild decisions. Now, I don't think it was as big as a deal for them to completely part ways and go their own separate ways. Like, Franklin, you about to have a baby, bro. You got this whole lady out here. Y'all, I feel like y'all need to go ahead and get married. You can retire, my good G. This life wasn't never really for you. You got the ball rolling. You ain't a killer. You letting Reed kind of punk you all over the place. Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome is holding it down. So even if y'all did consolidate organizations and you were no longer the wholesaler, why, if she gonna come back into your organization, why can't she just go ahead and run it? You sit your ass down. That right there solves everybody's problem. But no, he wants to hand out a little bit of threats or whatever, a stern warning of he's willing to go to any lengths and do whatever he got to do to protect his. So be clear. And it's just like, whoa, you willing to put them in the ground? You willing to send them to jail? Like, what you saying? What you saying, Franklin? Because you talking big and bad to Aunt Louie, but you wasn't saying nothing to Reed Thompson. What it is, what it ain't. Y'all, I want to know what y'all thinking about Franklin this season. It's very interesting to see how he's showing up in just these first 3 episodes. I feel like he has the core of who his character used to be, but I also feel like he's moving a little interesting, a little different. And I don't necessarily know if we know enough about all that has happened in the time that they, do this time jump to really give us a good footing of understanding why he's in the place that he's in and how he's making the decisions that he's making. But y'all let me know. Y'all feeling Mr. Franklin Saint? That is my full breakdown for episode 3 from season 5 of Snowfall. Let me know what your thoughts, theories, and predictions are in the comment section down below. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my Snowfall videos. I'll be giving you breakdowns after every new episode each week. New episodes premiere on Wednesday nights, stream on Hulu. You can always catch my breakdowns on the following Thursday. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about the episode. I'm jumping in the comment section right now to respond to you. See you in the next one.